a part of the process that I do, we tend to plan and intentionally decide what clients are going to wear, what clients are going to communicate with the photos. And because it can sometimes be quite, frustrating or scary, or, a myriad of emotions come up before people actually go on a photo shoot for their own business, then I just realized that having Sarah come in and support them in that intermediate phase, just before going to the photo shoot, has been proving really valuable. So welcome, Sarah. I'm delighted to have you. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us where you're based and what you do a little bit? And anything.
Oh, thank you, Nora. I'm delighted to be part of this program, this experience. It's amazing, and love to work with people in a styling section and body awareness section. I am really an experienced stylist and hairstylist for many years. I worked on little theaters. I worked for short times with TV. I experienced in photo shoots. I was there for many people, actually before photo shoots, during photo shoots, for makeup and hair and styling. And I'm also a yoga teacher, and now I'm on this point, I combine everything together and it works actually really, really well. Yeah.
So it's to do with body awareness, it's to do with clothes, and it's to do with how you present yourself.
Yes.
Which in a way, sometimes this is what I say to my clients, presenting yourself on your website and having photos of yourself, as the business owner, is sometimes nothing really to do with who you are in your personal life, is it? It's what you want to communicate with your brand, what you want to communicate with your business, so that other people can really feel the benefit of what you do. Other people can feel and connect with the experience of being with you almost, by seeing the photos. So in a way, when you are having your photos done, there's always this energy and this vibe and this atmosphere that is almost like an intangible, isn't it? And it's something that we can learn to embody for the photo shoot, so that the photos are really communicating your brand essence. So, am I going in the right direction?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think as well, like you actually said something really interesting, to actually jump from that who you are right now to where you actually want to be, and already seeing yourself there.
Yeah. Yes.
With the clothes, the colors, with that energy. And sometimes it's totally a new energy, a little bit a new energy. And it is, you need to do that little jump. And when it comes to photo shoot, yes, people get insecure, including me. I became a little bit anxious about it before we yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, I think it's very much a jump, because when you are doing a website, what you're doing is really, you are saying, okay, this is what I'm going to be offering. And the website itself is moving you forward from where you are at. You don't want this old thing that you were doing or where you are. You're almost deciding, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to offer. And this kind of forward moving momentum is also going to be helping you to choose what you wear and how you do it. So I'm interested in what would be a first step to take, if someone's going to prepare for a photo shoot, how do they go about it to begin with?
So many people I see when they do a website and they want to go for a photo shoot, they actually head out and they buy all the new clothes right away.
Yes.
And I think that's a bit too much. So I think you should go through your wardrobe first, make 3 sections, one section for like, I really love this section. So you touch every piece you have, and you have that love section. You have a section where, oh, I was that once, I'm not right now, but maybe one day I will be that one again. Put that aside. And then you have the section, I don't wear you anymore section. And this is really important, that you actually just kind of separate
Mhm.
these parts, and then you actually feel into your brand, and then you go through it again. It's a new process, so you have to kind of do that how you say,
Reacquainting
sorting.
yourself with it. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and then you actually do it again with that new energy and feeling of your brand, and that can have a totally different outcome.
Oh, okay. So things that I put in the I love section, maybe they will move to another section. And
Yes.
equally, things that I thought they are a no-go, maybe I'm like reinventing them and thinking, oh, I can try this again, right?
Yes, exactly. Oh, I want to have that part of me in the future again. Yes.
Okay. Yes, I like that, because sometimes I love that actually. Sometimes we have parts of ourselves that we kind of abandoned and left behind, and we just gone, no, I'm not doing that anymore for whatever reason, sometimes, squashing them, sometimes fitting in, whatever. And perhaps some old piece of clothing reminds us of who we were, and maybe we don't want to go back to who we were, but we want to bring some of that aliveness and that vibrancy into the photo shoot. And I'm speaking for myself, actually. I'm thinking, oh, I used to be a little bit wacky in the way I dressed, and it would be quite nice to bring some of that in my photo shoot.
I had actually one client, and she was really like, oh, I was in corporate world and I'm very in the spiritual world now, and she wanted to totally kind of change, and she had to actually take a part of this past with her to be really authentic. Yeah.
Very good. So,
And you can be a lot. You can be super funky, and you can be really elegant. You can be a lot. You don't
yeah.
have to have one line.
Excellent. Yeah. And I also like what you were saying, about touching the clothes and feeling the quality of them. So what you're saying is that one can find clothes in one own wardrobe that they might be perfectly suitable for a photo shoot.
Maybe, and then maybe you just need like five more or two more pieces, or you like, oh, I like that, but I would like to support this with this, or I would like to wear it differently. Yeah, this is where I actually step in, and they can show me the outfits, and I can say, oh, this would actually fit in, or maybe that would be good with a red scarf, or you can actually pimp that up, or you can
Mm, mm,
get that down. Yeah, you can really play. Then you can start to play with it.
yes. Okay. Excellent.
Mhm.
And then what comes next? Because I have seen you in action. I have seen you, telling people, okay, can you bring a little piece of jewelry to combine with these? And can you bring, this other thing? I've seen all of that in action, and it's beautiful how suddenly it feels like it's overwhelming. And then, people begin to put, you know, clothing together. They begin to have the sets of what exactly they're going to wear. Do you go for the makeup and the hair? How do you do that? Tell us a bit more about that.
Well, makeup and hair, actually, I will look at this in the end. First, we go through the wardrobe, and it's interesting when you start working with people. When you actually, it's like you press that start button, and then they're like, oh, but I have this with this. Oh, I have that with that. What do you think about this? Then they actually start to get alive in that, and this is really
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. And then and then I just, in the end, I just go through like 5 styles, and
Mm,
then we into this, how the makeup would work with that style, the elegant one or the funkier one, or more natural. Then they
Yeah.
wear the clothes, and then I see what actually fits them most. You know, it has
Okay.
to bring out. And sometimes we want too much. We want
Mm,
too much hair, too much clothes. We want to actually cover up too much, and it's really important that the essence of the person is in the middle of everything, in the spotlight. Yeah.
wonderful.
We want to bring the personality out. Yeah, we don't want to cover everything up with a styling or a makeup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Yes. Excellent. One of the things I learned actually is I'm really myself not into makeup, but I realized, and I learned that you need to almost pump up the makeup, because in the photos it's not going to show otherwise. So, what you would normally consider like, oh, it's a bit too much, it might just need even one more ramping it up so that it actually shows, and it actually, because I don't know why, I don't know the reason, but from seeing photos, of clients, I realized that we always needed to ramp up the makeup a little bit.
Yes, you have to a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
One thing that we also did, in the process, and that we do with clients, is once clients have all these sets of clothes that they think are possible, there might be 3 sets or there might be 4 sets, we begin to also take selfies. And this is quite fun, because that's when we all begin to collaborate. And then the client posts the selfies to us, and we can actually look at the details, perhaps, well, V-necks are a no-no for your shape, or perhaps, having your hair up just doesn't really work well. It doesn't mean that in real life, if you go to a dinner party, you can't have a V-neck or you can't have a hair up. It just means that for the purpose of the photo shoot and what we want to communicate, it's just not working. And that's another distinction that is important. Again, I would say that I wore a dress that I bought, and it was beautiful, and the material was just gorgeous, and it was glorious. On the photo shoot, it worked really well, but I would not be seen dead in real life with that dress, because I just look like a meringue, literally. I'm quite short, so it's like it's too much fabric on me, literally. But somehow in the photo shoot, it does work. So this is something else to consider, isn't it? That what you wear in real life may not be what you would wear on the photo shoot. So I think it's also opening up. And I think by seeing your own selfies and by having, professional opinion from a stylist like Sarah would also help to decide what you wear, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. I think so too. And it's really, it really goes a little bit, deeper than just going through all the process. It's really like, it's so interesting to actually watch people in that process, and then they really start to develop that personality. They really come out, and
Yes.
this is the nice part, when they actually have the courage to come out and say, yes, this is how I want to look. This is what I like. And most people don't even know what they like. They don't know. They just don't know. They go, and then they start to go through pictures. You're really good in that, Nora, to actually present a feeling in a picture.
Yes.
And this is the process. It needs a bit of time. Sometimes some people need more time. Some people need 2 days. Some people know exactly what they want.
Yeah. But I think what we noticed as well is that it's always the simplest of things that end up working. And that the other thing that we always tend to decide is, when we go through what it is that we want to communicate, we go, okay, we want one set of client looking professional, maybe sitting at a desk. Then we want another, outfit to communicate I don't know, the connection with nature, or like you had on your website, you know, these, I'm just feeling it as I remember your photos, you know, this sense of freedom and self-expression, you know, and you did it so beautifully with your photos, you know, you've got your arms open and there's like, the dress worked really well for that photo, you know, to communicate that. And yet you're wearing in that photo, I still have it vivid in my mind, you're wearing some funky boots and some kind of, you know, ballet type earrings. And so it looks kind of modern and funky, but it doesn't look hippie. Yeah?
Not overdressed.
Yeah, it doesn't look overdressed. It still looks quite elegant and it's quite innovative as well. It looks beautiful. And I think it's kind of finding that style that, you know, you are embodying what you want to communicate for your clients to begin to feel that same thing that they are going to feel by working with you. So you bring a lot of freedom to people and you bring a lot of self-expression when they begin to work with you. And your photos were communicating that, weren't they?
So I think as well, what's really important is a good photographer, a photographer that sees you. Yeah, so we shouldn't be too fast with this. So really, really go, just choose a few you like, and then really take your time to choose the right photographer that actually takes that or brings that best out in you and makes you feel comfortable. That's so, so important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So I'm going to kind of just run through some of the points that we talked about. So one of them was to clean up your wardrobe, or at least before going shopping, check out your wardrobe, split the 3 sections, love, kind of love, but not sure, and then the no, and then go again, touch the clothes, feel them, then maybe put the outfits together. Hopefully you will be feeling a bit more momentum and a bit more creativity. Take some selfies, you know, get some feedback on those selfies and begin to think of locations and begin to think what you want to communicate. Some people have stories to tell, so they actually want to tell their stories, and that's something else. And then the other thing was choose a photographer that you feel super comfortable with, that it's going to support you in and give you time, because sometimes a lot of photographers, they say, oh, it's a 1 hour or it's a 2 hour photo shoot. And sometimes if you haven't done this before and you feel the pressure of fitting it in a time frame, can be a little bit, again, like a pressure that you don't really need. So I always try to say, you know, choose a photographer that is relaxed, you know, that is not making you commit to a time frame. The photo shoot can also be quick. It can be done in an hour or in a couple of hours. It doesn't mean that it won't. It just means that if you really want to embody these and you feel like you need maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes to take a pause and to reconnect again to your brand, to what you want to communicate, you've got that space. Am I missing anything?
I think what as well, like, you know, what really helps in front, like before a photo shoot, like really have a plan with the, okay, this is the clothes I wear, this is the makeup I do with that, this is how I wear my hair. Write it down. Mostly I do that for clients. I write them the whole plan down before the photo shoots so they can just look at the whole image and then, this is the next image. And we actually go with the image, go with the hair. Sometimes you have your hair up here, then you can't take your hair up and down, up and down. So we do first like certain photos with the hair up and then you take it down or the other way around. So really be prepared. That helps so much and you're so much less stressful. Then you have really fun with it. You can just look at the paper, this is next, and then you can swap.
I love that. I love that, because I think preparation and trying all the clothes on and trying on the makeup actually makes it easy. Yeah, I love that. Preparation. Very good. And maybe have a friend help you when you are on the photo shoot. you know, so the thing.
And have fun.
Have fun, yes. Yeah, so, you know, like, oh, tag the shirt a little bit so it's symmetrical. Oh, you know, maybe we just need to, you know, make that more centered, or move your hair back a little bit. You know, all those details that you can't see, because if you're being photographed, you're not paying attention, but someone else can see. And obviously it needs to be someone that is detailed and that can say, oh, just a minute, you know, and they go and tag things a little bit in the right direction so that it looks good. You know, the neater, you know, and the more detailed it is, the better it comes out. Very juicy. Thank you. Let's see if we have any questions. I can see someone is live with us. Susan, would you like to ask any questions? If so, you can unmute yourself. Okay. We've got Jenny here saying hello, and she's saying, just like you did for me. Yes, of course. Thanks, Jenny, for being here. No questions. Great info. Susan saying, brilliant. Okay. So any last minute suggestions, please, Sarah?
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah, I think, you know, in front, like before the photo shoot, don't make it as like a live question. You don't have to like know in that moment, who am I? You don't have to know who you are. It's not that important. It's like, it's not that big. Yeah, don't make it that big. Just go with fun through it. Take your time, make it with love, you know, make it with a good feeling. If you don't feel like it that day, just make a break. Be kind with yourself and be prepared. Yeah, be prepared with the outfits. Take your time, be prepared, and go that photo shoot, and it will just flow, and it will just be right.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you, dearest, for being with us. I'm going to post the link to your website in the comments. I'm so glad you've come live. And also, Sarah is going to be helping all of my students at your website school. So if you are in your website school, or if you are joining us eventually, she'll be there with your photography and with your styling and your clothes and all of these things that we talked so far. Thank you, darling, for being here.
Nora, it's very exciting to be part of this project.
Oh, okay. And thank you for the people that have joined us live. Bye-bye.
Bye.